to Talking Point. We're here to test your house.
Welcome in.
Those beeping sounds you hear? They're warning us that these homes have formaldehyde levels above what is considered safe. I visited homes that were renovated in the past 12 months, and out of 10 homes, 3 of them displayed dangerous levels. Since 2024, there have been more reports of new homeowners suffering from exposure to formaldehyde. So, in this episode of Talking Point, I want to find out just how bad the problem is. Oh, might need one of these. Talking Point contacted cleaning companies across Singapore. 6 responded, and the trend is clear. Formaldehyde cases are rising fast. 4 reported increases of 30 to 80% over 4 years. 2 others are seeing dramatic spikes. 1 had cases tripling, and another more than 5-fold since 2022. Formaldehyde, or CH2O, is a simple yet potent chemical compound made of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. It is a colourless pungent gas. Since the late 19th century, formaldehyde has been used in embalming solutions. It stops decay and is highly effective at killing bacteria, fungi, and viruses, which is critical for public health in a mortuary setting. So why is something commonly used in embalming fluids finding its way into our homes? I'm heading to Singapore Polytechnic. I'm meeting Zhen Ke. He's got a master's in science and knows all about the different chemicals in the materials we use every day. Okay, so what do we have here?
So we have here formalin, which is formaldehyde in liquid solution.
Okay, so this...
Oh, don't smell.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
pretty
quite strong.
smell.
Yeah, so this is formalin. It's also used in embalmment because it's cheap, it's durable, and it prevents bacterial growth. We use urea, so this is another part of the glue, and then we'll mix them together. So I'll pour this in.
Sure.
Formalin, the urea. I'm trying to homogenize them and mix them up together.
Okay.
And I've prepared one beforehand. It has been mixed up together, yes.
Okay, so this is before, this is after.
Yeah, it becomes a clear solution.
Right.
Once I add in some acid, it turns white. So they're actually forming the cross-link now. I'm actually giving them in an environment to start the binding.
Okay.
So in that sense, they're actually holding hands now.
It's a little bit cloudy now.
Yeah, there's some cloudiness, and I use this glass rod to start stirring. And over time, you can see the solution is actually becoming more viscous, more sticky. And give them a few minutes, and then they will become really sticky and white.
And this is the stuff that will go into the glue that we use?
Yes. I have here with me a chemical structure of formaldehyde. It is used as adhesive. So formaldehyde is popular because it's readily available. It's quite easy to obtain, and also it's cheap, and it's good for production and profit margins. So it's used everywhere in mostly household equipment like carpentry, woodworks, and cupboards.
So they kind of hook up, they get together, right? And
Yes.
then this is the stuff we find in glue.
Yes. Formaldehyde, when it comes in contact with your nose, your throat, or anything respiratory, they start to hold hands with your protein cells. So when it holds hands with our protein cells, we have a huge reaction. So something like when you eat wasabi, there's this huge reaction because there's something in your nose that reacts.
Formaldehyde, even in small amounts, can cause immediate irritation. But higher exposure over time, according to the National Environment Agency, could cause asthma and some forms of cancer. Formaldehyde levels above 0.08 parts per million is considered dangerous. Out of the 10 homes we tested, 3 homes registered dangerous formaldehyde levels. I'm going to head to two homes who registered the highest levels of formaldehyde. We want to do more thorough tests. I've got a cleaning company that handles formaldehyde removal to join me as well. Hello, hi Trisha.
Hi.
So which room was it that had high levels of formaldehyde?
It's the main bedroom.
Okay, so this time we want to do an actual measurement because he's got a special device. When did you do your renovation?
We completed sometime in November and that's when we moved in.
Okay, so it's been about 3-4 months?
Thereabouts.
Yeah? Earlier, we used a general air quality meter, but Mark is using a lab-grade one from the UK that reads formaldehyde exclusively. Okay, so the number is in 0.2. That's not great, right?
Yeah, it's over the safe level.
But where is it coming from? Can you tell?
Probably it's from the cabinets where all the formaldehyde are trapped inside.
So now, if we open one of the cabinets and we measure again, it could be even higher, right?
Yes, correct.
Can we try that?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so it's 0.23. So it's even higher.
Yes.
Yeah. We actually open this daily.
Daily?
Yeah, I'm honestly a bit shocked. And also very concerned because the kids sleep in this bedroom and we are exposed to this at least 8 hours a day.
And then the windows are closed now. Is that normal?
Yeah, we usually keep the windows closed because it's dusty around the area. Yeah, so we try to keep it closed.
So I think you should try to open more instead because dusty is
ventilate,
better
is
than
it?
to ventilate out.
Okay.
Are we able to track exactly which piece of furniture is giving off the most formaldehyde?
From what I can tell is the cabinets.
The first home tested high, unsafe levels in the bedroom only. I'm now heading to the second home, which chalked up to 5 times the safe level. Hello, hello. We are back here.
Can we try the TV console
Okay,
first?
go for it.
Alright.
I guess where there is wood, he's thinking there is glue.
So area that we will be testing will be the TV console, timber flooring and carpentry.
Because when we first walked in, I did notice a bit of a smell.
The new house smell where it's a bit stinging to the eyes, that one is formaldehyde.
So it's been how many months since you guys renovated?
It's been about half a year.
Half a year.
Yeah, since August last year.
Okay, got a number?
0.13.
0.13.
Slightly over safety level. Safety level will be 0.08. Can we test the bedroom?
Yeah,
Can.
go ahead.
Okay, Steve, I will test the wardrobe right now.
So besides the cabinets and the flooring, which are, because it's wood-based, right? I mean, is there anything else that can give off formaldehyde?
Synthetic curtains?
Oh, really?
Yeah, formaldehyde is used to bond the fabric together. So there might be source of formaldehyde from the curtains.
Ah, I
Oh,
see.
okay, look at the
Oh.
reading.
Oh my gosh.
0.39. This is very high. 5 times more.
And this is, looks like the master bedroom. This is when you sleep every night, probably with the aircon on, which means it's just circulating in here.
Yes, correct. I think the formaldehyde comes from the wardrobes here.
You think if we try there, it'll be even higher?
Yeah.
Shall we? Let's
yeah,
try.
Sure. Okay.
Oh wow, 0.38.
Over
Okay.
5 times.
Right, so again, this is all trapped in here.
You have to open up the drawers to ventilate. Should we try the bedside table?
If you put it in the drawer. Oh, we got a number 0.3.
Yes.
Okay, well, still quite high considering this is out here and looks like it's used quite often.
Probably brought online, right?
Yes.
In other words, because overseas we're not sure how they make it, what they
Yeah.
put into it.
That's right.
Yeah, are you surprised by all these numbers?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. And actually, I noticed there are even 2 air purifiers in the room. Do these help?
Not really, because they don't break down formaldehyde.
Have you tried first few weeks, leave the windows open?
Yeah, so when the renewal was completed, I left the windows open for about 2 weeks before I moved in. Yeah, and then thought that might do it, but apparently not.
The 2 homes with the highest formaldehyde levels had one thing in common: built-in carpentry. But built-in carpentry isn't new. We have been renovating for ages. So what has changed? Over 6,000 renovation firms operate in Singapore. Yet, there is no mandatory standard requiring them to disclose the formaldehyde content of the materials they use in your home. But we found a firm that is trying to be upfront with their customers about exactly what goes into the cabinets they built. I went to visit a bunch of homes to test the formaldehyde levels in some of their cabinets. I found that almost half of them had very high levels.
Yeah.
Well, why is that the case?
Basically, it's the kind of wood that's being used as well as the glue that's being used.
Oh, how many different kinds of wood are there?
So we do have 5 different types. This is solid wood. No glue is used here.
Yep, okay.
So, yep. Next, we have what we call an OSB, oriented stranded boards. These are bigger pieces of wood that's bound together by glue.
Oh,
And then the next one is what we call plywood. So basically from that solid wood, we cut into thin layers and sheets and bind them together using glue. And then we have a denser one, what we call MDF board, so medium
MDF.
density fiber.
medium density fiber.
Yeah. Next, what we call a particle board, sawdust, wood chips bind together with glue and then compress into particle board.
Okay. Various studies have found that particle board emits the highest levels of formaldehyde, followed by MDF, while plywood emits significantly less, but can be just as dangerous, because the amount of glue used matters. The thicker the board, the more glue. Dragon is going to show us the amount of glue used in 2 commonly used materials in carpentry, plywood and particle board.
So plywood, from the solid wood, we cut into thin sheets and then they are pressed together using adhesives.
Oh, so we're going to make one. We're going to make this.
Yeah, we're going to make this.
Oh, okay. And I guess the gloves are here. Should we put them on?
All right. We'll take the first layer and we'll apply a glue to it, adhesive.
Okay.
So next you will actually need some sort of like a spreader to ensure that it's a bit more even throughout the entire application.
Essentially, this smells like the kind of glue I use to repair my shoes, and I know for cabinets too, they use this very often, right? I know you're gonna apply it, then leave it to dry for like 1 or 2 minutes, something like that.
As evenly as possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's good. You did a great
Okay,
job.
okay.
Okay, so next what we'll do is we'll apply another layer on top of it.
So I just take this and just stick it on.
Yeah, there you have it. So after many layers, what we'll do is actually we'll clamp them together and then we'll form some sort of like a solid wood board that we can use for carpentry, like furnitures.
I see, I see. So I can make it thicker if I want by just adding on
Yes,
more
you
layers.
can. Yeah,
Depending on what I need.
sure. So depending on design and what you want to do. For renovation, mostly we're using plywood due to the low in cost, and it's easier for us to use this for designs as well. So on top of this plywood itself, we actually have laminates. So what we do is we'll apply laminates using glue on top of this plywood. So it's more glue and layers.
Wow. Okay, okay, okay.
So the next one will be the particle board. Okay, come, let's start with the mixing first. Pretty much we'll have wood chips in various sizes.
This is super fine, a bit thicker, and even more coarse.
Yeah. So these are basically our sawdust, your recycled pieces. So we start off with the bigger pieces first.
Okay.
And then next, varying quantities of, as you like.
Oh, as I like. Isn't there a standard?
Essentially, in the factory itself, definitely there will be measured amounts.
Is this enough?
Yeah, that's great. We will start off with adding adhesive here, like what you did for plywood, but in large amount.
Whoa, is this enough?
Yeah. And then
Mix it around?
just stir it around.
Oh, this one I can smell the glue. Quite a lot of glue in here. I'm
Yeah.
also kind of staying away and holding my breath a little bit because I don't want to breathe in.
Yeah, that's good. So once you're done, what we're going to do is actually transfer this to the mold itself.
I can smell it. And notice how I look around. Everybody else is wearing a mask but us. All the crew and everyone. The things we do for TV.
So essentially what happens is it'll be pressed between 2 sheets of material and then it'll be compressed.
And then it will end up looking
And it'll look like that. Yeah.
The glue is the main component of this piece,
Correct.
right? How common is this kind of wood in terms of, when you guys do renovations and all that?
For Singapore renovation, particle boards, not so much in use now. Mostly it's plywood. And plywoods wise, it's definitely more firm and more durable.
Why are we more concerned about formaldehyde these days?
Maybe I could show you some photos?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. In the past, probably like 20, 30 years ago, mainly we'll use solid wood. But throughout the years, we do see an increase in laminates as well. So
Okay.
from solid wood, no longer. We're using more of laminates and plywood now.
When you say laminates, it basically means you can stick a piece of
Laminate on
whatever
top.
design you want it to look like stone, like wood, like pebbles. Okay.
And also I think increasingly because of a change in trends in terms of designs, we're looking at more built-ins in the house because homes are getting smaller.
Yeah.
People are trying to make the most out of their buck. So they are trying to build in more, maximize the storages.
Because you can build like little corner, a little cabinet around the corner, things like that. So it sounds like at the end of the day, the glue is really the bad guy in this whole thing. That's the one that has the most formaldehyde.
Yes.
Are there other types of glue?
So from our research, there are actually glues that are water-based, which does not emit formaldehyde.
Okay.
But from what we have studied is that such a glue will not hold up very long because it's water-soluble.
Oh.
I think one key concern of homeowners will be the warranty of a cabinets. So
Yeah.
how long will it last? So from our workings and our findings is I think glues like these will last the most because when we use this glue, it's much more stronger and also will last you for many years as well. And also cost-wise, I think this cost is a bit more manageable than the new soluble glues out there. So in Asia or in Singapore, mainly we're using plywoods for carpentry.
So everybody, the whole industry, this is the most common.
It is.
But this is not great, right? Because this still uses quite a lot of glue, right?
It does, yes. But of course, there are varying amounts. So there are actually grades to your plywood as well. What we're carrying right now is the E0 grade. It means it's the lowest formaldehyde emission.
It's not just glue that contains formaldehyde. Formaldehyde can also be found in natural, untreated wood, but in small amounts. Wood grades with EO rating mean that manufacturers used low-emission glues to reduce the amount of formaldehyde emitted from the final product. An EO rating is the highest and most premium among the wood grades, followed by E1, while an E2 rating is the standard for many low-cost wood products. If formaldehyde is a known risk, why are these materials still ending up in our homes? I'm taking that question to the renovation industry. So if we know that plywood can release formaldehyde, why is it still being used so often?
Most importantly, plywood are cost effective. Okay, they are durable and they are easy to get. Everywhere there is supplies, so they are easy to maintain, but most important, they are cost effective. Low formaldehyde or zero formaldehyde plywood are more expensive. They are at least 20% more. So that means we will give range to homeowner to choose. We'll get those E0 and E1 plywood with certification. We will share with the homeowner and let them understand and educate them what is importance about plywood.
Is it more difficult to secure the low formaldehyde materials?
Not a lot of people using. That's why the supply is become low. By next year, I think E1 and E0 ply will come into the market. Those formaldehyde ply eventually will slowly going off.
Okay. So until more formaldehyde-free options arrive, can we do anything now to reduce that risk? How does the formaldehyde regulations in Singapore hold up to other cities? Tokyo regulates it. So does Taipei. Berlin, Paris, and Madrid will soon enforce some of the world's strictest limits on it. By 6 August 2026, it will follow EU regulations of limits of no more than 0.05 parts per million. Singapore, though, has relied on voluntary guidelines, recommendations, not requirements. But that's starting to change. This year, high formaldehyde interior paints will be banned here. The rest of the renovation materials filling most Singaporean homes remain largely unregulated. I'm speaking to Li Yan. She leads NEA's efforts to safeguard public health from pollutive environmental risks. Hello, hi Yan, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So let's take a walk, because I
Okay.
have a few questions for you.
Okay.
First of all, being about, of course, formaldehyde, is it really something that we need to be too concerned about now?
Exposure to high formaldehyde levels can lead to adverse health effects. We should minimize our exposure to formaldehyde.
Okay. But why only paints? Because I understand formaldehyde is in other materials as well.
So in addition to paints, we are aware that formaldehyde is also present in other building products such as composite wood and adhesives. So before we decide whether to roll out a limit across the whole industry, what we usually do is we try to find out more about the market. For example, who are the key stakeholders, who are the major brands, where do the products come from, and how do the products fare in relation to international standards. There are many players and they bring in the products from many countries. Many of them did not know the formaldehyde levels of their products, so there was a need to do some testing. It's further complicated by the fact that there is no international standardized test method, so we had to work that out. However, in the meantime, consumers can make a choice. If a consumer is going to do a renovation of a home or an office space, you can actually ask the contractor for low-emission building products so that you can safeguard your own health.
But if you're already dealing with toxic formaldehyde in your home, one option is to call in the experts.
Hi, we're back.
Hello,
Thank
welcome
you.
I'm back at Chun Chie's home. His home registered the highest levels of formaldehyde, 5 times more than the safe levels. Mark Ma joins me again. This time, he's brought in his cavalry. First, a measurement of current formaldehyde levels. We'll do another reading after the treatment is done. The team starts by protecting open sockets and hinges on the doors and cabinets. The formaldehyde removal solution is then sprayed on surfaces with high formaldehyde levels.
This titanium oxide is going to break down the formaldehyde and bulk of formaldehyde will be released. So we don't want anyone to be in the house for 7 hours. After that, for the solution to set in, you need 3 days. So you can only put your stuff back only 3 days later.
Wow, okay. So for those 3 days, the cabinets have to be left empty.
After 7 hours, open window, let the byproduct of the broken down formaldehyde to ventilate out. During the day when the temperature rises, there will be emission. So during this period, you can ventilate out. The solution will last up to 5 years.
Oh, so the solution can keep working. Every time there's formaldehyde coming out, it will break it down.
Yes, correct.
After treatment, we wait for 30 minutes before taking another reading.
Wow, look at the number, 0.06. Remember it was 0.15, right?
Dropped by a lot.
Yeah, and 0.08 is considered the safe level. Anything below that is okay.
It works, but it will set you back about 400 to 600 Singapore dollars to treat a 4-bedroom apartment.
Choosing low-emitting materials can cost about 10 to 20% more, according to local contractors and interior designers. Now that's because these products use lower formaldehyde adhesives and often require stricter testing or certification. Now ventilation helps, but it doesn't solve the root of the problem because the source is built into the materials themselves, which means the biggest decision happens before your renovation even begins.